Kadima, just start the recording. So in today's session, it's the title is Puppet as a DevOps tool, unlocking DevOps efficiency with Puppet, a leading configuration management and automation tool. So for the ones who are joining us, you can just text your name and where you're joining us from at the chat. We'll really appreciate it. Thanks. So, oopsie, daisy. So the quote of the day today is if you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. This is a quote by James Cameron. And it's pretty straightforward, actually, if you just think about it. The higher you go, then everybody else, the higher you go, the higher you set your goals, and it fails, even if it's going to fail, it will just be slightly above everyone else's success. So actually, this reminded me of a quote by Seth Godin, and he said, I'm certain that people are plastic in the positive sense. They're flexible and they're able to grow. So almost everything is made and not born. Well, you're born and you're also made. And that makes people uncomfortable because it puts them on a hook, such that if you're making yourself, of course, you have those expectations that you set for yourself as well. So for the agenda today, we'll have the usual icebreaker and then go through the meeting expectations and about the community and then the session. So for our icebreaker today, I would like maybe 3 people. They will introduce themselves, say how you're doing, and how would you feel if you woke up in a world without any technology. So in this case, I'll start. My name is Marceline Mochama. I'm logging in from Nairobi. How I'm doing? I'm great. It was my best friend's birthday today, so I'm over the moon. And then, how would I feel if I woke up in a world without any technology? Well, that would be a sad place to be, right? Quite remote. I don't know. I think I'll just feel like down a lot. So let's go to the next person. You can just raise your hand, or yeah, so that I can unmute you. Yes, raise your hand, or maybe I can just choose randomly. We can start with James Livingstone.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
My day was good. I've had a very good weekend. In fact, if I get myself in a world with no technology, I'll be 50-50. Somehow I'll be happy, somehow I'll be sad. So the part that I'll be happy is when I don't have to stay on the screen the whole day and I'll have to live life. The part that I'll be sad is I'm used to technology, so I'll be 50-50. It depends.
Okay, thanks, James. Yeah, it's quite the way to look at it. Let's go to maybe, let me see. Interest. Chepkoech Lona.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm doing well, thank you, and I hope everyone else is doing well. I think of course, it will take a while to adjust, but eventually I'll be happy. I love nature, so it will be an opportunity to be out there with trees and plants and things like that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Lona. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's also another way to look at it. Then I can choose Anzagi Lusengeri. I hope I've spoken it correctly.
Yes, you have. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, man, if I woke up and there was no technology, okay, first of all, I'm Lusengeri Anzagi. I'm a DevOps engineer in Nairobi. If I woke up and there was no technology, the first thing, of course, would be I would be jobless. But of course, I would have a lot of time to read books, which is something which I like doing apart from technology. Yeah, so that's my answer to that.
Thank you. Thank you. All of your comments are valued and they're very interesting points of view, and we appreciate it. For those of us who are just joining in, we will just request if you could just type your name in the chat and where you're joining us from. Thank you. So, for the meeting expectations, just housekeeping rules. Mute yourself when you're not speaking. Raise your hands if you want to speak. Use your chat box. Write comments, questions. Maybe if you want to comment, or maybe you have other material, we will really appreciate. Be respectful and be curious. Of course, we're here to learn, and you can't really learn enough. Yeah. So I'll just go through about the community for those people who are new. We are the Nairobi DevOps community. Our mission is to create a supportive and inclusive community that values diversity and supports learning and growth. Our vision is to be a leading DevOps community in Nairobi and beyond, driving innovation and empowering professionals to excel in their careers. And our team is composed of Samuel Kadima, who is the founder/director. And then there's Maamun Bwanakombo, today's speaker. He's the assistant director. There's myself, Marceline Mochama, I'm the community outreach manager. There's Samson Kalume, our programs lead. Ian Rotich, the treasurer and assistant community outreach manager. There's Alvin Dungu, who is the projects lead. Emma Gashoki, who is the events and social media manager. There's Lawrence Juma, who is the assistant events manager. Franklin Ord, who is the administrator. Ivy Jepto, she's the creative manager. Daniel Orega is the assistant creative manager. And Nguyo Ivan, who is the assistant projects lead. So if you want to help with the community, you can help by running workshops or topics that come easy to you. We are very open to tech. And then there is connecting with the DevOps community professions, others that is. And then there's giving feedback. Of course, your feedback is very, very valued and we really take it into consideration. There's sharing ideas on how to make the community better. Of course, like we're really hoping that we'll see most of you in the upcoming DevOps Summit. Then there's the sharing our posts and posting on our channels or reposting. And then there's documenting activities and also organizing events. So we'll go to the session, which will be led by Maamun Bwanakombo of Puppets as a DevOps tool.
Thanks, Marceline. Good evening, everyone. What an introduction. I like the icebreaker question. My name is, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Maamun Bwanakombo. I'm also a DevOps engineer. I'm happy and myself, I'm great today, and I'm happy that I got this opportunity to do one session for today's, and it will be all about, Puppet. And in the icebreaker question, let me also add some few tips. If we just woke up and there is no technology, I think one of the things I'll be happy to leave behind is my glasses. Perfect. So let me start by, sharing my screen. 1 minute. We get into the business.
All the best, my brother Maamun.
Thanks. Amazing. You guys can see my screen? Sorry, I'll have to switch off my video in a bit. 1 second. Perfect. You guys can see my screen. You can just confirm.
No, it's just loading, saying Maamun is presenting, but nothing.
Okay, a few minutes. Sorry. Not yet?
So I think it's presenting your image.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then what I will do is to stop and resharing 1 minute. And now, I think it's loading up. Amazing. Okay, guys, welcome all. We will be, touching bases in terms of Puppet. But first of all, before I start, I would like to know some few things from you guys. Is if you don't know about anything about Puppet, just type in the comment in the chat. Just add -1, and if you know something about Puppet, just type +1. So it will be easy for me to know, where to start from. Amazing. Okay, I think we have mixed. We have some people who know, some people who don't know. I'll just know how best I can, include everyone in this session. So what is Puppet? Puppet is one of the configuration management tools that is well known in the DevOps industry. It is a very powerful tool that is used to automate and configure the configuration management of your infrastructure. Mostly, it has been used by most of the system administrators to configure, adding and automate, the configurations of the servers and all. And now it has been also, famously known in terms of automation and being used in the DevOps industry. So it allows you to manage the servers, network, and applications at large scale, and ensures that they are configured and maintained consistently. Puppet is a configuration management tool, as I had mentioned previously. It's these are the just key points we can take in. The Puppet language is a platform agnostic. It runs on many different platforms, without code changes. It has some agents. I'll get through this, and we'll get to know how, Puppet runs efficiently. Much of the code you need to automate and configure your server has already been written in form of Puppet modules. We'll just check in the following pages. And the Puppet language is a core part of open source Puppet and Puppet Enterprise, and it runs in an extension of pp.pp files. So what is the Puppet syntax? It's a very simple. If you are well versed with other tools like Ansible and all, you will see the language is kind of, it kind of matches, So it has a syntax. You derive a syntax plus the type of the things that you want to, work on. You also declare a title, and you input your attribute and values. So this on the right, on the right, if you can see, it uses a pack. You want to, derive a package, and on the package, he wants to, ensure that OpenSSH server is installed. Such kind of simple declarative languages you derive on the Puppet file, and you run into the other machines efficiently. The other part, if you can see below, is service. You just write service. It's a service code. You just write your SSH, and you ensure that you just command Puppet to ensure that it is running, and if it's running, make sure it's true, it's running. It doesn't it's not in a state of not running. So this is a very simple syntax of Puppet. We'll get through it as we go into the demo to see more about it. So amongst the configuration management tools, I've managed to list down some of the, it's like neighbors of Puppet. We have Ansible, Chef, Puppet as in the list also, SaltStack, Terraform, Dockers, and the others, AWS CloudFormation, Azure Resource Manager, Google Cloud Deployment Manager, and Jenkins. Configuration. What are configuration management tools? These are, these are tools to use to configure, deploy, and manage softwares and hardware components, both remotely, and even you can do it on the host machine. Overall, Puppet simplifies the management of complex infrastructure by allowing admins to define configuration in a declarative manner and automate the process of ensuring that the systems are in a desired state. What do we mean by desired state is, in Puppet, I'll show you in the next slide, it has two sides. We have the agents, which are installed on the host, and the main server. So the agents makes sure that whenever the state is, it has to be in a desired state. If not, it automatically rectifies it and make sure that it's running is in the desired state that you want it to run. So we've been having a big comparative topic with Puppet. Most of people, they have been comparing Puppet with Ansible. So I thought of, just highlight it in this session also. So what are the key differences between Puppet and Ansible? And also it touches base on other configuration management tools, the likes of Chef and the others. So the main difference between Puppet and Ansible is that Puppet is built for complex scale and long-term deployment, while many users use Ansible for small, simpler deployments. But the main differentiation between these two guys is that Puppet ensures that everything, the host and the servers run in a desired state. Uses desired state automation, while these other tools like Ansible is built to be task-based and can only be used declaratively with more effort. You have to do it manually mostly, but Puppet has it makes sure that after you've declared everything, it makes sure also to check and sync and make sure that the host and all they are running as how you have declared them to run. So how does it work? And guys, if I'm moving fast here, you will let me know. So I'm just trying to make sure I utilize the time for us to also do the demo. So how does it work? Puppet has, as I said, has two main agents. One is the Puppet server, the main server. So the Puppet server makes sure that it sends all the declared syntax and all and instructions to the agents. The agents are installed on the host and are defined as nodes. Node one. Once you define them as node and you send the instructions, the agent makes sure that every individual or computer or servers and host and components in the node, they are running in the declared state. So Puppet uses a domain specific language called DSL to define the desired configuration state of your system. This includes specifying things like software packages should be, if you want to, mostly systems admin, they face this issue of having multiple servers, making sure that they all run, they have specific software installed, network settings and all, just to make sure that all of this, they are matching with what you have declared on the file. So, but we have also Puppet manifest is the file now. The Puppet code is typically organized into manifest. As I said, they're declared in a .pp extension. Once you see a file in a .pp extension, you will see that it's a Puppet manifest, which are files containing the configuration instructions. These manifests specify what resources should be managed and what the desired state are. Then we have agent server model. Puppet operates in a client server model. Puppet agent runs on a target system that needs to be configured. These agents periodically request updates from Puppet master. As seen in this diagram, this is the master, which is the server, and we have hosts. What main things that are work here, is make sure that you have Puppet server installed and also agent installed on all the hosts. And once you've sent the configuration settings to the host, the agents make sure that first it implement everything. Once it's implement it, after some few seconds, it periodically request for any updates. If there is any updates, if not, then it's okay. But if there are any updates in the Puppet manifest file, it makes sure that it implements the configurations in the host, and also as well as making sure that all the hosts are running in a desired state. Once it notices any changes, it reverts back to the main settings that you declared in the manifest file. So we also have catalog compilation. The Puppet master server compiles a catalog for each Puppet agent. The catalog is a compiled representation of the desired configuration based on the manifest. It includes a list of resources and the associated attribute. In the manifest, once you've declared these resources and attributes you want to implement, the agent makes sure that it follows what you have declared. So it also has a model of comparison and enforcement. Puppet agent receives the catalog from the Puppet master, which is the server here. Once it receives, then it compares with the current state of the system, the host. It checks if you have instructed, the host, the agent to change a specific server network setting. Sorry, it checks with the host. If it doesn't match, then it changes to the desired declared configurations mentioned received from the Puppet master, and compares the current state and desired described in the catalog. I hope it's as simple as it has been presented here. If you have any question, you can highlight it in the chat. Then Marceline will be able to assist in reading for me. Also the key component that Puppet uses is automation. If there are a difference between the actual state, as I mentioned previously, and the desired state. Actual state, let's say we have this host 1 is running on some specific, it doesn't have specific software that has been just updated by the Puppet server. Then it checks if it doesn't align with what has been commanded in the Puppet manifest. Then the agent automatically make sure that it installs and make sure it's up to date. So that's how it achieves its automation status. So Puppet takes action to bring the system in line with the desired state. This might involve installing or uninstalling any packages, modifying configuration files, starting or stopping services, and many more that we will see in some of the demo that we'll take. There is also a model of reporting and logging. Puppet agents reports the activity and changes back to the Puppet master. So agent is installed in the host, as I mentioned also previously. So it checks and normally periodically sends reports and loggings through the server to make sure that to check if there are any changes, and if yes, then it implements. If no, it's just make sure that the hosts are running in a desired state. Invariant, Puppet is designed to be invariant, meaning that you can apply the same configuration repeatedly without causing issue. If a system is already in the desired state, the Puppet will not make any unnecessary changes. There's also model of extensibility. Puppet is highly extensible and supports the use of modules, which are reusable units of configuration. Puppet Forge is a repository of our pre-built Puppet modules created by the community. This means that it just explains in how we have some pre-built modules that are there present in the community, and you can be able to check and add into you and use it in your daily work. We also have version control. It's common practice to store Puppet code in version control system like Git, allowing you to track changes, collaborate with others, and manage your infrastructure as code. So in the demo, we'll see how we can automate Git. Once someone has pushed their code, it automatically track changes and add the changes in the other host machines. So in brief, we spoke about two main agents, which is the agent and the master. And I just wanted to highlight how the processes workflow runs. The agent is a software installed on each target node, the server that you want to manage. It communicates with the server, which is the master, to request and apply configurations. The agent periodically checks in with the master to ensure that the system aligns with the desired state. As I mentioned previously, master is the main thing now. It's like the engine. The master often refers to the Puppet master server. In short form, PE is a central server where you store your Puppet configuration files and maintain as repository of desired configuration. It compiles Puppet manifests into catalogs for each agent and send this catalog to agents upon request. So it uses the main communications security protocol uses this SSL. It you just defines the IP addresses and all, and the communications flows. The Puppet master is responsible for orchestrating and controlling the configuration management process across your infrastructure. So it has a repository of configurations. Make sure that periodically, if the nodes checks, they call it facts, just checking if there are any changes in the file, and the Puppet master sends a catalog of changes to the nodes. And these nodes are agents. They are sorry, yeah. So they are categorized into agents into nodes for easy to identify. It's like a groups. The Puppet the agents that are in one node normally communicate with the server and make sure that all the nodes that are in one, all the agents that are in one node, make sure that their system aligns, you know, in terms of what you have requested them to do from the master. So before we move to demo, do we have any question maybe on the introduction? I wanted to run through the process of installing, but it's quite healthy. Do you guys think we can go through the installation process? But I just wanted to have, I have a lab already set up. We have a question in the chat, say, could you touch on pull? Sorry, let me open. Could you touch on pull versus push configuration on Puppet versus Ansible? Okay, on the demo, we will see how to set up Puppet. Okay, this I didn't want to go deep into the, but you will see in the name on how you can, you know, push and pull in terms of Puppet, but not for Ansible. But for Puppet, as I said, I mentioned previously, normally there are two agents, the main server, the master, and you'll see the two files. One when we are doing the demo, you declare everything in the master file, which is the manifestation file, and the agent, you know, picks it up and makes the changes. Okay, I think we can go on. So for the installation, we normally install. You have to install both Puppet master from the master server and the agent to the all computer nodes that you want to make changes, or servers. So let me just go into the demo first. Let me present 1 second. Let me share my slide. So I managed to get a lab for us as an example. So basically today I specifically wanted, I just looked into a lab that we can be able to see how Puppet can be used as a DevOps tools. We have a lot of scenarios in terms of how we can configure remote servers, you know, in bulk at once. But specifically, I choose this one because I wanted to show everyone of us that we can use, you know, Puppet as a DevOps, one of the DevOps scenarios that we can use. So in this scenario, we can configure, sorry, you guys can see? Yes. So we'll be configuring code manager to move code from source control to the primary server. Makes it easier, you know, for developers to safely and securely deliver their code. And we'll be using Git. So directly from Git, once someone has pushed their changes, and it will automatically, you know, make sure that the code manager will make sure that it moves the code from source control to the primary server. After developers' code changes are reviewed and approved and merged, code manager authenticates the dedicated code deployer user to automatically push the code to the primary server, assigning a dedicated user to the code deployer limit access to the primary server, which considered the best practice. So these are the things we'll be doing in this lab. First, we'll create a dedicated code deployer user that it will be used, you know, to authenticate the code deployment and configure code manager to authenticate and download your control repo from Git server. In your control repo, we'll create a feature branch from the main branch, enabling you to develop safely without affecting production. We'll also add a module to the Puppet file in the feature branch to test a code deployment. We'll also deploy code from the feature branch to the primary server, which enables you to test changes in Node in a separate Puppet environment. So let's start. So I'll just start in brief. In this lab, we have a Windows agent. We'll have a console, which is the Puppet master control console. And second, let it boot. For the Linux friends, we have Windows now. Yeah, so this is once you've installed the master server, this is you can access it normally. If we went through the installation process, you'll see it will give you, once you've managed to finish the installation, it will give you a console, you know, a web-based console, to be able to do your settings and all, more of like Ansible and all. So we'll have this primary server to make sure that changes that are done to the Windows server they are reflected here. Then we'll have a Git server to just make sure that once we've just to configure the GitHub repo and all, making sure that we've set we've set the webhooks and all, to make sure that once we've run our code from the Windows agent, then it reflects on the primary server and all. So first we will start with 1 second. We have Visual Studio installed in this I'll also share the links to these preset labs that every one of us can log in and check and practice on your own. 1 second. So we have a sample of repository we will be using. Amazing. So 1 second, let me get the link of the repo. One second. Oh, sorry, I had repeated. So once we've cloned, let me open again the code with the files so that we can check. Oh, sorry, I didn't. 1 second, let me check. So I didn't see into 1 second, let me check. There was a file we cloned right now. Control repo, so CD. Yes, and let's run the code again. Just open the files in Visual Studio Code. Let me close this previous one. So as you can see, in this repo we have, let me close these ones. We have a Puppet file, but first let's, before I forget, we need to git check out the branch. Sorry, 1 second, just to make sure that we're okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Well, we have some.
You can do git branch to see the branches you have.
Sorry?
You can do git branch to see the branches you have.
Okay. Let me clear this first. Production. I just wanted to have us another branch for web app, for us to know, to see after the production. One second.
Okay. Oh, you want to create a new one?
Yes.
So you can do git branch and the branch name.
Normally we have here some few tips to check if you're stuck, man. Let's just cross check here. Yeah, it was web app. One second. Let me just get this. Okay. Okay. I had I added some hyphen there, I think. So we're okay. Let me clear this, and once we have this on board, we'll go on and update the manifest file here. We'll add some few codes on the manifest, and I'll explain in a bit. 1 second. Once we've added this, we're just trying to add, to modify the Apache and adding this git link in the main branch. So git will push, git add, one second. Yeah, I think we are set. Commit. Modified. Okay, we'll just do it in a brief way, and git push. Okay, so once we've done that, we will move into the Puppet Enterprise console. We'll log in. Yes, confirm. A second, I'll just confirm the password. So now we're trying to create we're trying to set up the user that will be using normally deploy whenever there are any changes, code deployer. So we'll go on to this is the main console. You can have a lot of things you want to do, but specifically let's highlight on this. Let's work on this, then we'll be going on through these other features later on. So 1 second, let's create, we'll go to the access control and we add user deployer. One second. We just set up a password, then you can be able to reset using I'll show you 1 second. random password first. And we add the user. First one, we make sure that we generate the password. We put it in the main password. 1 second. I'll just have to, let me show you. For this one, you have I'm just opening another tab. 1 second. Okay. Copy the URL, change the password to a new one, not the one you guys have seen, man. So once we've changed the password, we've created the user. 1 second. Okay, reset. Let me just go back to the lab now. Okay. Amazing. So let's go back to this user and give him, you know, the roles. We need to add role. So we add him as a code deployer. Amazing. Then we commit the changes. Once we've created a user, so we go on and create now the nodes. And so we go on to the node groups. These are all the nodes. We go into the P infrastructure and master. So nodes are normally created on the master, you know, enable to make sure that the master can be able to communicate to all the nodes once the agents have started to implement. So we go on 1 minute to the classes. Then Puppet Enterprise Profile Master, and we add. So normally we have a lot, so I'm just trying to look for master. 1 second. Code, I'm looking for code manager. This one, yeah. So you must put it in true. So this we're just deriving it to make sure that, you know, this user code manager can be able to, you know, auto configure, and this happens. This can allow the, you know, the agent tools to run, you know, in an auto configuration mode. So we add another parameter for now remote, which is the Git that we're trying to implement. Let me get the repo. So we are telling now to, you know, work on this, and we also have to, you know, in order to work on the repo GitHub, you'll have to derive the key in order for us to. So private key. 1 second. Okay, amazing. So once we've added this, we go on to the now primary server and check if the connection works. First, we commit the changes. So this is the now master server. Let's check into the primary server and make sure if it's running. Let's check if the agent runs. Okay, we are running the agent, and as you can see, guys, it's retrieving all the catalog from the master. So once we've run the agent, it tries to check and it tries to refer in terms of syncing to requesting for catalogs from the main server, just to check if there are any changes you'd like to do. 1 second, it's still, just loading, making sure that this primary server, this is now the host, tries also to check within the host if 1 minute, let's give it some few minutes to run. Okay, so it says triggered refresh from one event, applied catalog in 499 seconds. So he just checked the catalog and making sure that, if there are any changes need to run. So let's run a test from this node to check. One second, I'm just missing something. Okay, so as you guys can see here now, it says it has found new environment, and this is the one we created from the Windows, from this Windows, the branch, and it has detected, and we've seen here in this other node. So 1 second. Let's check on something else also. I just wanted to show you. There is something I wanted to show you. 1 minute. So this web app, we had made some changes from this, and we pushed it into the Git, and this primary server has picked that, this is the let's say a host. It has picked that we have added, another environment called web app. So 1 minute. What else we need to check? Let me just confirm here. We've added. So okay, configure code manager. We've configured. We deploy the code manager. Just wanted us to check on the first, before moving on, to check on the code directory. I just wanted to show you some changes that it's in this. So it's in this folder. I was just trying to check the directory. So let's just check on the views. I want to show you something in terms of the files that we had created from the GitHub. So as you guys can see, it created another folder which is in this server, and directly, once we run from the code from the GitHub. So the other thing, okay, let's go into I just wanted also to log into the Git. We compare, 1 second. We need to run and compare to check. 1 minute. Where do we log in here now? It's here. Okay. So this is just an environment that is provided as a Git repo. We have this repo also. I will share it in as resources to the group. I'll share everything, the links and all, and these links to these laboratories. Let's just go into 1 second the repository. We are on this control repo. And one of the things we wanted to check, 1 minute, is I'm trying to look for that comparing. It's in where? 1 minute. It's in branches, yes. So we set. So this is the branch that we had you know, created from the Windows. We had this is the one we had checkout from the Windows node. 1 minute. So what are the things that we needed to achieve? Let's now create a webhook. Whenever you push any code from here, we'll create a webhook in the Git, in the console. Make sure that Puppet runs automatically. Once you've git push, it runs. It sends the manifest file into the primary server, and we can see the changes from this other side. So first one, let's 1 minute. Let's come into the repo back again, and settings and webhooks. Then we create a webhook. So these settings, you get it from 1 minute from the console. Let's add it here. I've got some links to add. I needed some URLs from the Git. 1 second. I think they are mentioned somewhere here. Yes, configure a webhook. So let's create. We'll use this as a target. 1 second. Target URL field. We use this one. And secret we had created. We need to create a secret. 1 minute. I forgot. I need to create a secret. 1 minute. This we have achieved. 1 minute. I just wanted to. Yeah, we wanted to create this secret token from the primary server. 1 minute. So what was the password? The Puppet. Okay, this is now good. Now what's the password here? Did I forget the password? Oh, I think it's this one. Okay, I need to cross-check the password. So the primary server, where is it?
Yeah. Oh.
We're just creating the token, then we'll paste it in the Git to create the webhook. So 1 minute, guys. I'm just figuring out the password. Where is this one now? Okay, this is good. Just trying to check where is this password for master. I think I'll have to create one. One minute. Yeah, sorry. Amazing, guys. Sorry about the password issue. I normally have this weakness of remembering passwords. I think we are set now. Oh shit, what's happening? Let me just, okay, this is acting up. Oh, I think it must be the connection problem maybe. Because I also changed the password and I cannot log in. Sorry, I'm facing this connection. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, but yeah, sorry guys, I faced I think there was a connection issue, and that's why it was kind of resisting. But once we have created the secret, so once we have created this token. We just add it here. And let me go in the Git server. This is your Git repository. In the GitHub, you just go into the settings, you add the URL, then you add this secret. So this is what I was trying to make, and I think I was kicked out of this. Let me try to if I try to refresh, I'm fearing I might lose, but I just wanted to explain in brief. If we lose the session, the connection to the server, you guys can be able to understand. So once you've mentioned the target URL and the secret, then you 1 minute. Yeah. And then you can be able to add the webhook. So this webhook will allow us, once we have made any changes in this window and we have pushed into the Git, the Puppet can be able, to automatically pick and make changes to the primary server. So let me try to refresh if it will pick. If not, then we think we've achieved, we were almost achieving what we were planning to do. Okay, let's see. So once you've created the webhook and the connection to the, okay. Let's try again. Still not working.
Question?
Yes.
I can see it's asking for Puppet Enterprise credential. Is it the same as the primary server credentials? Because maybe there is a confusion there.
Okay, 1 minute.
You need to enter your Puppet server credentials.
Yeah, because I've tried the Puppet credentials. It's the same. That's the one I've just tried to change, but it's not picking. I think it's not. There is those connection problems to that. Okay, 1 minute. Because this is the same credentials I used to log in here. So let's try to log out on it. So see, now it's picking here, but if you try to. See. So maybe I thought it was those other credentials. 1 minute. You guys, unfortunately, I think, but what we wanted to achieve is, just to set up this a Puppet in order for when we do the Git push, then it triggers Puppet and make sure that Puppets implement the changes to the primary server that aligns with the GitHub, repo. So we have tons of 1 minute. It's unfortunately that it doesn't want to pick. 1 minute. Maybe we're missing something here. Because I wanted you guys to see, but let's try to see if we try it. But if it's not Okay. It's I don't know why it was trying to. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it was trying to misbehave. But it seems that we have the token currently. So I just studied more in order to view the secret. So let's use it in the GitHub. Sorry for the few inconveniences. Settings, webhook, 1 minute. Okay. So let's just confirm. First, we have the secret. And 1 minute. I just wanted to check the URL. Yeah. So we have the push event. Okay. So let's copy this URL and trying to check. I think we've added the webhook. 1 minute. Yeah, once we've added this, it will be able to trigger some events. I just wanted to confirm before ending this, because let's try to add something. What should we add? Just a comment. Hello, something new. Something new. Let's try to check if it will pick one, because we've already configured the. So save git add git some comments. And git push. Just trying to check if okay, so once we've pushed, okay, now let's go back to the git server and check here on the 1 minute. There is that place repo. There is that place when you want to just compare and check some of the changes. Is it in the activity or it's where? Minute should be somewhere. 1 minute. Let's just confirm here. It's in where? 1 minute. Git. I just wanted to do the comparing. Okay, 1 second. But yeah, so what we wanted to achieve today is, just to make sure that once we've done any changes in the Git, it picks. I was just looking for somewhere. There is a place normally, if you want to check, it highlights, the changes that you have made. But this is what I wanted to demo today. In case you have any question, you can be able to raise. I will share the links of the the labs that you can work on yourself, prepare, and try to check and challenge yourself in learning more. Also, I'll send some links for this Git repository. Any questions? Back to you, Marceline. Yes, Sam.
I wanted to say, you wanted to see the changes on GitHub, the ones you've changed, you've pushed.
Yeah, normally there is a place to compare, you just check, but it's okay.
You can just look at the commit on GitHub.
Yeah, 1 minute. So should I present back?
Okay.
1 minute.
So you can look, ensure that you're in that branch, the one you've pushed.
Yeah, 1 second. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so yeah. So as you guys can see, these are the previous. So thanks, Samuel, for this. I had not checked that I was on a different branch. That's why I was missing this. I was on their production branch, and all the things that we were working on, or it was on this web app branch. So we've added. So this on this primary server, things that we saw the changes that we made in terms of adding the production and adding the this other one. It was called this other one branch for web app. So yeah, thanks Samuel for this. I just wanted to highlight on the changes that we were making for it to pick here. So any questions?
Thank you, Maamun, for the very nice session on pipets. There's a question from Titus Yegon, and he's asking, could you touch on pull versus push configuration on Puppets versus Ansible?
Yeah. This was sent previously, Marceline. I had.
Okay.
Answered.
It's fine. Thanks so much. So, anyone with any questions on today's session? You're open to ask. Yes, James.
Yeah, okay. The presentation was good, but I haven't seen the part where the puppet is coming in, because after the webhook, it's supposed to deploy somewhere. So, but maybe that part I haven't seen.
If you're speaking, Maamun, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Sam. I was busy, explaining and answering. Thanks, James, for highlighting. So after we created the webhook and all, we just did the changes in terms of adding the comment. That's why you can't see it in the this 1 second. You can't see it in the primary server because At the first, the things that maybe what we want to do, we would like to do is to create, let's create like another branch. Then we might be able to, see it here in the primary sub. So let me try to do that then. So let's add another one. We say it's for, we are on which branch cons? 1 minute. So we are on web app. Oh, sorry. 1 minute. I got disconnected. So the changes that you will see is when you create like a branch or a folder note. I think we got kicked out. Oh no. So when you create it, will create like a folder to the other remote server that we were checking, the node server. Sorry, I think we just got kicked off. It started again.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, sure. So the changes that you didn't see because instead of us creating a branch, I just went on because time has gone. I just did a comment. But if we create a branch like like a folder note, we'll be able to have seen it in the server side created. I should have done that, but due to time, I said let me just do some few changes we check. But once you've set the webhook, you've done any changes, it will the files, because they are stored in the other node server. So those files, the node server, the agent will just automatically replicate what has been instructed in the manifest.
Thanks, Maamun. Does this
Let me
answer your...
also share some links to these labs, so all of us can just log in and try to implement and work on some of the things that Marceline, you can continue. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just share my screen. Awesome. Thank you, Maamun, for the very nice presentation. I hope anyone in the comments can actually post it on the chat as well. So for those of us who are not part of the community, you can use any of the links, any of the QR codes to join our LinkedIn team, WhatsApp, Twitter, and Discord space. And you'll just be automatically redirected as part of the community. I hope that's clear. Anyone in the comments? Yeah, it's fine. The session was great, actually. So my final words of advice today is just send someone a thank you note tomorrow, or maybe before you sleep. And thank you so much for everyone who has joined us today. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Thanks. Samuel, Kadima, anything to add?
Nothing to add. Thank you for the good hosting and for the presentation, Maamun.
Thank you. Have a lovely night, guys.
Guys, if you're in the group, community group, I will share the resources there.